I wanted to see if ChatGPT could actually plan a complete downsizing project. So I gave it photos of every room in a cluttered 3-bedroom house, along with one simple prompt. You are a professional downsizing coach. I have 6 weeks to move from a 3-bedroom house into a 2-bedroom apartment. Based on these room photos and inventory lists, create a week-by-week decluttering schedule. Prioritize low-emotional rooms first. Suggest what to keep, donate, sell, or discard, and explain why. Less than a minute later, this was the plan it produced. A full sprint calendar. Which room to tackle first? Which items to keep? Which to donate? Which to sell? In this video, I'm going to show you the exact plan it generated, test it against a real house, and show you where it got things right, where it got things badly wrong, and what I'd change if you want to try this yourself. To show you exactly how this plays out, let's follow a fictional example. A homeowner I'll call Susan. 30 years in the same 3-bedroom house. Closets that don't close. A garage she hasn't parked in since the 90s. And 6 weeks to turn all of it into a home that fits her new life. If you're facing your own move right now, stay with me. This gets practical fast. If you've ever stared down a house full of 30 years of memories and didn't know where to start, drop a comment and let me know. I read every one, and it helps me pick the next topic for this channel. The exact plan it built. Susan gave the AI 2 constraints. First, a 12-item rule. Only 12 pieces kept per category. Furniture, keepsakes, kitchenware. Second, a hard deadline. 6 weeks, no extensions. Here's what came back. Week 1. Guest bedroom. Goal. Remove 70% of contents. Keep only daily use furniture. Reason. Lowest emotional stakes. Builds momentum fast. Week 2. Kitchen. Goal. Eliminate duplicate cookware and small appliances. Keep 12 items per category. Reason. Duplicates are the easiest wins early on. Week 3. Garage. Donate duplicate tools and unused equipment. Schedule charity pickup Friday. Week 4. Living areas. Sort furniture by fits new floor plan versus doesn't. List oversized pieces for sale. Week 5. Primary bedroom. Apply the 12-item rule to clothing and personal items. Week 6. Keepsakes and final sweep. 1 legacy box only, fixed size, non-negotiable. Everything else sorted into keep, sell, donate. No vague advice, a real calendar with real triggers for each room. If you're new here, this is exactly the kind of practical, no-fluff planning we cover every week on this channel. Hit subscribe so the next one finds you. Where it worked. Susan started with the guest bedroom, exactly as scheduled. The results were fast. Old exercise equipment, gone. Mismatched linens taking up 2 shelves, gone. Because the rules were already set before she opened a single drawer, there was no negotiating with herself room by room. Decisions that normally take 20 minutes took 20 seconds. Week 2, the kitchen, told a similar story. 3 sets of measuring cups, 2 waffle irons, one of them still in the box. A drawer of takeout menus for restaurants that had closed years ago. The 12-item rule forced a real choice on every category, instead of a vague, maybe I'll use this someday. By the end of the week, the kitchen had gone from barely functional to genuinely easy to cook in. Week 3, the garage, is where the plan started saving real time, not just mental energy. Instead of Susan sorting through decades of tools and half-finished projects on her own, the AI had already flagged the obvious duplicates. 3 hammers, 2 full sets of wrenches, a lawnmower that hadn't started in years, sitting next to a newer one that worked fine. She scheduled 1 charity pickup for Friday and cleared half the garage in a single afternoon. By the end of week 2, the pace was fast enough that Susan started trusting the system completely. Then it made one recommendation she completely disagreed with. Where it broke down. Week 5. The primary bedroom. This is where the plan hit its limit. The AI flagged a set of ceramic figurines for donation. Rarely displayed, dust collectors, an easy call by the 12-item rule. What it didn't know, they were a 5th anniversary gift from Susan's late husband. This is where AI reaches its limit. It can measure space. It can measure frequency of use. It can't measure love, grief, or memories. The AI can measure space and frequency of use. It cannot measure what an object means, so Susan added one rule of her own: a single legacy box, a fixed physical size, for sentimental items only. Not a shelf, not a closet. One box. Everything sentimental had to earn its spot inside it. The figurines made the cut. A cracked lampshade, handmade by her daughter years earlier, made the cut too. 3 other items she assumed were sentimental didn't survive the test once she had to actually choose. That last part surprised her more than anything else in the whole process. A ceramic mixing bowl she'd told herself for years was her mother's favorite turned out, once she really sat with it, to be a bowl she'd simply had the longest. Not the same thing. The legacy box didn't just protect what mattered most. It also exposed a few things she'd been keeping out of guilt rather than genuine attachment. That distinction alone made the rest of the 6th week move faster than any other part of the process. If you've had a moment like that, where logic and love just collided over a single object, tell me about it below. I'd love to hear which item would win in your house. The final numbers. 6 weeks later, reduced her belongings from about 180 boxes to around 70. She donated several hundred items, sold a couple dozen larger pieces, and needed 1 moving truck instead of 2. What's worth noticing isn't just the totals, it's where the time actually went. The first 4 weeks, guest room through living areas, moved almost exactly on schedule, because there was little emotional friction slowing things down. Week 5 alone took nearly as long as weeks 1 through 3 combined, because that's where every decision needed a real human judgment call instead of a simple rule. The AI's plan was accurate about effort in the easy rooms, and completely silent about effort in the hard one. That's a useful thing to know going in, if you're planning your own timeline. The AI-generated calendar kept the process moving instead of stalling in decision fatigue, which is where most downsizing projects lose momentum. The legacy box kept one part of the process human. If you've been through a real downsizing move and have your own numbers to share, tell me in the comments. I'd love to compare notes with real stories from this community. Would I use ChatGPT again for downsizing? Absolutely, but only for the planning. Let it build the schedule. Let it organize the logistics. But when it comes to the things that tell the story of your life, that's still your decision to make. If you're starting your own downsizing journey, begin with the easiest room, set yourself a real deadline, and give yourself 1 legacy box with a fixed limit. You might be surprised how much easier every other decision becomes. And if you only take one thing from this video, let it be this. A tool can sort your closets. It can build you a calendar and hold you to a deadline, but it can't tell you what's worth keeping in your heart. That part was always going to be up to Susan, and it's always going to be up to you. If this gave you a plan you can actually use, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And tell me in the comments, what's the one item that would go straight into your own legacy box?